Okay, I'm here. Top chat. Let's go to live chat so Noreen doesn't have to tell me again. Welcome. Welcome to the show, my friends. The show that never ends. Okay. I see you guys started without me again. That's many this time. That's good. So, Dave, do you plan on getting StreamYard for your live shows? I have no idea what that is. I will not be in the garage today, Noreen. I thought about it and it's still about 25, 26 degrees. So I could, but I'm not going to. Pretty soon, though. Hi, Sherry. Toasting my thighs. Nope, not tonight. Hey, Rich. Philly. Bill from Nebraska. Plain Fun 42. How you doing? No name. Bobby Mosier. Hey, Bobby Mosier. Let me look. You know what I have written down? Bobby Mosier's birthday today. Let's give everybody a shout out to Bobby Mosier. He's in Suffolk, Virginia, and he just had his 99th. No, I'm just kidding, Bobby. So happy birthday to you. Kristen, how are you? Long Island Ed. Hey, Carl, how you doing? Julie Joyce, welcome back. Nancy, how you doing from Spokane? 280 zone. Kathy from Kansas. I got my live chat, so it's good. Hey, Katie. Hello, Buzz. Happy birthday plus a week or so. Happy birthday, Bobby. Yeah, thank you. King Wicked One. Remember to show your thumbs up, way up. Wow. Julie Joyce says happy birthday to Bobby Mosier. Hey, Sue. How you doing? Bill Green. Jay, Utah, huh? Cool. Susan B, how are you? Hey, Bill, how are you doing? Hi, Ron. Yeah, did you guys see? I was messing around with that. Thank you, Mary. I was messing around with the AI again, and I was trying Grok. I was trying Chat GPT. I was trying a Bing one, and I can't get them to spell the names right. So I was trying to put different names on signs and I just swear that they cannot spell anything correctly. So this last go around, I just left it as it was. That's not me. Damn cars. Home here is the Philippines. Hope to avoid catching the KFC bucket of bird flu. We don't. Yeah, bird flu. It's going around a little bit, from what I understand. Egg prices are going up. Hey, Vicky. We need to show Buzz more love. Hit the thumbs up button. Actually, I'm pretty down far on my earnings for this month. Um, I just haven't been doing that many videos, and I see some other guys that are doing their two, three, sometimes four videos a week, and I just haven't done that. And I probably should start doing that again. I got stairs to work on. I've got I need to buy a new couch too. Cats have torn this one up. So, hey, Karen from Michigan. Arlene, 29. That's in Wayne County. We got the same thing. Have you read all the books that are behind you? No, but you know what? I got a new book. You guys have no idea who this is, but in my last video, he passed away just the other day. Actually, you see this guy here? That's Little John, and that's Big Chuck, of course. And he was in TV Channel 8 local here for almost his whole life. And and reading that book, which somebody got me with the name of Captain. because he's in Parma. But reading this book, his family, or he and his family, grew up in Slavic Village near East 71st, where my Mrs. Buzz's grandmother lived all her life, and off of East 71st in Slavic Village. So it was really neat to see that. I mean, they probably ran into each other at some point. And the funeral home, Camaraderie, the guy used to give out whiskey to everybody, and you had to pay him back. So you could, if you were short of cash, he'd give you a bottle, but you had to give it back to him before you get another one. And my wife was counting, and she said she's gone to 10 funerals at Komorowski's funeral home. So it's just interesting that Big Chuck was basically born and raised there. But yeah, he just passed away at 90. And so I appreciate Captain Billy. Since he won last week, he decided to go ahead and send me a book. I thought that was really nice. Uh, How's my bathroom going? I actually just did some welding today and it actually held. I said, all right, I'm turning the water back on. I told Mrs. Buzz, keep an eye out, make sure. I said, move your legs away so if the if the fittings shoot off, they won't hit you in the kneecaps. And last it was pretty good. I haven't welded in a long time. It's not that hard, but it's just, you want it leak free. So I've got that going and I got some other stuff going too. So it's getting there. In retirement, it's like it's a fill in. So I'll do this and I'll do that and do this. And then I'll work an hour, half hour in the bathroom, and then I'll go do something else. It's like a fill in job. But I am to the point now putting up drywall and stuff. So, and that shouldn't be too long, take too long. But I said that about everything else too. So I did get a good book. It is nice, a nice gift. Moon over Parma. Yeah, remember when Drew Carey? Because he lived near Brooklyn, and when he did that show, Drew Carey show, he sang that song. Just like at Saturday Night Live from Buzz's retirement, Winter Library, AJW. That's right. Eggs are $2 a dozen. A chicken is $3. I wanted to get chickens, and my neighbor's got some, and I think I'm going to go talk to him this summer and see how he's doing with those. We do have some coyotes around, but he's got it. He's got a nice setup, and if I copied his setup, I'm thinking I should just go ahead and maybe get a few chickens. Alton Bun, how you doing? Yeah, I've been taking pictures of the bathroom, and I'll probably put something together. Hey Vish, how you doing? He got the book on Bill. He got the book on Amazon. Amazon. It's written by Tom Farron, who's a local writer here. I actually have. Let me see if I have something else up here. Hold on. Let me see. I have. Well, without digging too far, I also have this one's pretty good too. It's called Cleveland Cops. That's a little bit older, but some of the stories in here, and this is the old time cops. These aren't the. I mean, these are the. These guys got some stories, let me tell you. And this is a good read. As a matter of fact, I haven't read it in a while, so I'll probably want to read it again. Grew up in North Canton. Let's see. Let me get caught up here. We were up in North Olmsted today. Really? Okay, not too far from me. What's the coverage? Don from Virginia. Hey, Timothy Jean. I'm trying to catch up on everything. Ricardo. Pinzon or Pinzon? Ricardo from Virginia. Recently retired. Congratulations, my friend. I've never read a book. Well, we could read one to you. Yeah, bathroom videos. Okay. What the heck is that T-shirt? Oh, Carl, that's I probably shouldn't have wore this. I didn't even really think about it because I was just hanging around the house today. I had a sweatshirt over it, but this room that I'm in is too warm, so I took the sweatshirt off. Hey, Peter, freedom to be flexible. Splitting headache till 4 p.m. My plan went out the window, but in retirement, freedom is the name of the game. Absolutely right. One thing that and Mrs. Buzz isn't as much as I am, but I'm very spontaneous, not combustible, which is a good thing. But I'm spontaneous enough that if I just want to go do something else, I'll just pick up and go. I'll go do this or go do that. And it's a detriment to that because I get chastised for not finishing a project because I want to get on to the next thing and the next thing. That's probably one of my major faults, I think. I just want to keep doing something, but I really never finish and tidy up this job and I'm on to the next one. So that's a topic of frustration around here. So I'm trying to do better there. So, but it's hard. You went part-time, Dwight, and you're 59. Yeah, Karen, you know what? We just bought two more bags. I went Friday and got it was on sale again. I haven't done a Costco or Sam's haul, but video. But we went to Sam's. I was under $100, believe it or not. We just got picked up a couple things, so I didn't feel the need to videotape it or video it. There is no tape anymore. But yeah, they were on sale, and Mrs. Buzz really likes them. I like them too. But as people like Helen, Helen, I don't know if she's here, but no, she said she was going out for Chinese, I think, right? She did a video where she just took that popcorn and put it in a brown paper bag, and it looked just as good. And you could add your own flavoring. So buying it off the shelf, yeah, I understand, but it's probably better and easier to just as easy to make it home. So I think we need to start doing that more. Busy after 60. You remembered the live stream. I took a drive around the Arondack Mountains of New Jersey. Is there snow up in those mountains? No egg shortage here. Now we don't have a shortage, just prices are going to go up again. Let's see. Took a drive around, looking forward to pacing myself. Yep. Retired 2019. How are you? You have a sea glass book on the shelf. If you had any sea glass, no, we have not collected any. When we go to the beach, which is Lake Erie, is about half hour, 25 minutes away from us. Um, we always, walk the beach and look for sea glass, and then we collect it. Um, I think she has some. Uh, oh, this is a rock. It's like what I got for Halloween. I got a rock. She has a thing of sea glass somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I'll look for it for next week. But yeah, we collect it and put it in a jar. Washington Commanders. Eh. I mean, Washington has been through a lot of junk lately. With your Dan Snyder when he owned the team, and yeah, I would if they won. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad. Buzz's retirement library. Well, we'll get back outside pretty soon. Any snow? We got this about the same amount. There's probably 4 inches on the ground. It just hasn't melted in forever. It seems like it should start to melt a little bit. Yeah, a lot cheaper to pop yours at home. Stores have sales only for processed foods. Yeah. Buy Bob's Red Mill popping corn. Mrs. Buzz buys all kinds of Bob's Red Mill. Fiery California was evacuated from work on Thursday. Wow, that's crazy up there. I mean, there's nothing you can do. It's just I mean, once those winds are blowing and that fire, even if it's a small fire, and it starts blowing up there and as dry as it is and everything, there's nothing you can do. I mean, it's sad. It's sad the way a lot of people have lost their homes. You're an 80 percenter. I start a great project and get 80% done and move on. Yeah, I hear about it all the time. Trust me. Trust me. But she's been pretty comfortable with me as far as that goes because she knows I'll get to it eventually. And the things that I do um, while I'm not working on the bathroom or whatever, those things are things that need to be done as well. So she understands that. I'm glad she's my water spotter for when I'm doing my plumbing. Yeah, the plumber he came out a few weeks back, put in four valves, and that was $650 just to put in four valves. And I'm like, and that's something I wouldn't do because they were on the main lines, and I haven't done it in forever, so I didn't mind paying the $600, but $600 for four valves, and he was here probably 2-3 hours messing around, so it probably was okay. Um, but man, $600, it's gone. Hey, Gary, go Bills! Yeah, they play the Browns tough all the time. Hey, Jerry B, Eagles, nah. I'm not a big Eagles fan at all. Steve Gafford, how you doing? 10 inches of snow in North. I know I saw that on the Weather Channel. Hey, it's nice to see you again, Steve. Peter Gerlich. I'll be 70 in May. My first Social Security check June 11th. You're one of those that waited till 70. That's interesting. I don't think I could do that. I just don't think I could do it. But there's good reasons to do it. I know that. But I just don't think I could have waited till 70 because I think my life expectancy is 75. So why would I want to take it at 70? One of the reasons would be for the spousal benefit, because that would kind of max it out, which is nice. If I don't know if that's why you did it, and I don't need to know, but that's a good reason to do that. Uh, this is how I get my Saturday night buzz now since I retired. Gary with 2 R's. Well, thank you. I don't know if you guys saw my Dan Snyder was the devil. Yeah, he. I tell you what, I just wonder if the Cleveland Browns owner is the same as Dan Snyder because he picked Johnny Manziel. He picked. Geez, we had a cornerback that we picked in the first round who just sucked. Even Pittsburgh tried to work him out, and they got rid of him too. I forget his name, but it's just all these wasted draft picks. It's such a shame. Oh, you had a small fire near your condo. Wow. I got a rock. Uh, you'll be getting the telescope out at all? Yes. Yeah, they should be aligning tonight. Um, yes, but I went out yesterday and it was cloudy. The scope is in the garage. Well, you see it when I do my garage. It's got a plastic bag, garbage bag over it, but it's ready to go. I just have to. It's on a fancy Harbor Freight cart. I just have to roll it out, and I'm ready to go. So yeah, I want to. I'm trying to look through this window here, but I can't tell if it's cloudy or not tonight. But at least it's warmer, so that's good. Collecting it. You're collecting at 62, retired 2019. Yes, they are lining. They said the 25th, and today's the 25th. Let me get caught up here. Higbees. Wow, that's a blast from the past. Milton. Captain Billy. I'm more of a planner versus doer for home upgrades. Hey, Wins Channel. I reached my FRA in May. Looking forward to a couple years before it's out of money. It's not going to run out of money. Hey, Jeff B., how are you? Trying to trying to get caught up. Hey Kim, the Bills. Like I said, they always played Cleveland tough. I give them that respect. And we could have had Cleveland could have had your quarterback. It was in the same draft. Just imagine this. Not that there was anything, and I understand why they went with Mayfield. Lamar and your quarterback were both in the same draft as Mayfield. And we could have had Lamar. We could have had your efforts for Josh. Is it Josh? No, I can't remember your quarterback right now. I always forget his name. We could have had him. And it was nah. And what do we got? We got somebody that we just got rid of, right? It just amazes me how the Browns I'm giving up on them. I really am. Did you pay your house off before you retired? Yes. I actually took a CD at the time that wasn't making much money. And I paid off the rest of the house before I paid it off in March and then retired in September. So I was able to kind of, after March, I didn't have a house payment for April, May, June, July. So I was able to move some of that money or hold on to some of that money and invest that into the stock market versus keeping it into a low interest CD. And it was a retirement CD that had a higher interest. And then when they redid it, when it became, not due, but when it became matured, then they gave me this crappy rate, and I had like 12 days to get out of it. So I got out of it and moved it to the stock market, or paid off the house, and then moved that money that I was getting that I would normally pay per month and put that into the stock market, and it's worked out for me. I mean, I just felt a lot better, as they say, when you walk in your backyard, the grass just feels better once it's paid off. Um, and I've actually lost sleep over thinking that the house was going to be repossessed, or and I know it's crazy, but it's on your mind. And then when I have something on my mind, I dream about it or have a nightmare about it. So I, wanted to get it paid off, whether it was a smart financial move or not. And you can get 50 opinions one way and 50 another way, especially if you have a low interest rate, which I actually did. I was under 3%. So really paying it off maybe didn't make sense, but in my mind it did. So as this one guy, Kristen showed me this one guy, I forget his name now, but started watching his videos. As he says, I have no initials after my name. I'm not a CFP, I'm not a CPA, I'm not anything. So don't take anything I say as advice. The stars align. Does that mean the end of the world? No. You just skip all the comments. Is it better to wait until they update your Social Security after January? Take it in January. I don't know. I don't think it matters, but no pension because we got as Steve from another Steve said, he emailed me, and he got, and I got mine in January as well. So they once they do the third quarter, fourth quarter, or whatever the year before, they'll pay you your first check in January. So whether uh, whenever you take it, you're not going to get robbed or anything. Off to work you go. Hey, Sky Soldier, how are you? Got 161 on here and only 62 likes. I must suck. Our house was paid off before retirement. Good. Good, Mary. Bruce Smith. Josh Allen. That's right, Josh Allen. I can't remember these names anymore. Browns took a problem child from the get-go. Had Baker and blew it. Now, speaking of Baker and blowing it, did you hear the story about behind the restaurant at Crocker Park? I'll tell you that one someday. No, Kirk Cousins. They talked about him when he was with Minnesota. They talked about him, not drafting him, but getting him. and he ended up going to Atlanta, and now they're cutting him, which they drafted a quarterback and they signed Kirk Cousins to a big contract and drafted someone in the same year Atlanta did. And so they all knew Kirk Cousins was going to be out eventually, and uh, and he's going to be out. Yeah, Jim, we got at least we got the Bucks right, and that's a great story. I don't know if you saw Kirk Herbstreit crying on air, but that was pretty cool. Um, I mean, he let his emotions out for for Ohio State to do what they did after they lost to Michigan. Michigan. um, After they lost to them, and then Ohio State, coming out and beating what four teams. That's pretty remarkable, and they deserve it, in my opinion. Anyone else been sick this year? No. Trying to stay away from all that. Yeah, the COVID stuff or the flu or the whatever, it's still around. It's never going to go anywhere. And the only thing I'm getting right now is a flu shot. My oncologist, and that's what my shirt's for. Lymphoma. When I had my cancer in 2014, he told me because I never got flu shots, and he told me you start getting flu shots. And I said, well, I don't think I'm healthy. And he goes, no, get them. And he healed me with modern medicine. So I kind of listened to him, and I've had a flu shot ever since. And I think it helped me with when I got COVID. I think it helped me a lot because I never had any of the symptoms that people have with COVID. I mean, I had a pounding headache, and that was it. I was fully functional, so I was lucky, and I definitely had it because I went to get a test to see if I had it, an antibody test, and they said, "Oh yeah, you had it." So, but luckily, I. So was it the flu shot? Was it just I don't know. Anyone recommend Fidelity or Vanguard? I do have a Fidelity account. I don't use it. It's like a backup for me. Um, I like my E Trade, but everybody does something different. We put kids through college, paid for two weddings, and still managed to pay our house about 4 years before we retired. What a happy day! Yeah, yeah, we kind of did the same. We didn't have to pay off any weddings, so that was good. But one went to Johnson and Wales Cooking School. One went to the Ohio State University. After she had an associate's degree local. Um, so yeah, it wasn't cheap. Uh, yeah, get well, get well. Let me get caught up. 91 likes. We're getting up there. Yeah, you own your own house, but property taxes and insurance are killing you. My property taxes went up. Um, so my Social Security board, I'm going to have to update that when I do it at the end of this month. It went up, and I knew it was going to about 400 a year. But I'll get the homestead exemption, which takes 25,000 off of the. So you have your what I call the retail price, and then you have your tax price, and it'll take 25,000 off the retail price. So I got charged 400 extra. I'm going to get 400 taken off. So I'll be back to square one and change my board again as soon as my taxes get turned in. So for July, when I have to pay my taxes in July, it should be back to normal. So I'll have one payment coming up here in a couple weeks that's going to be at the higher rate. Single with no kids and a lifelong renter works for me. Yeah, why not? Oh, you heard the story from behind the restaurant. I don't know if it's true or not. Uh, I think I have enough saved, but it's like jumping off a cliff. Yeah, don't worry about it. Your expenses, like if you see my videos, my Social Security videos, look, we don't live extravagantly. We don't. party all, we're not partying every night. We're not taking fancy trips to Europe or um, Cabo San Lucia or wherever. We're not doing. Not to say we won't, but you know, there's only so much money you're going to need. And that's the trick, right? That's the $1 billion question is how much is going to be enough. And I think some people just they err on the too cautious, while others are forced into, because of physical issues, they're forced into an early retirement and they scrape along. So yeah, it's a tough situation. And there's no easy answers. I mean, look at all the people that put out videos about this and that. It's just, there's hundreds of them out there, what you should do. And some of them are the same, but a lot of them, talk about different ways to look at things. So it's kind of interesting. I guess we're always something. Yes, you can. Yeah. Let me get caught up here. Yeah, Joe Burrow. That's right. I got the flu shot in the fall. Good. 17 more quarters. Yep. Have you had any? Nope, not me. No COVID vaccine. Nope. Yes, I had the J&J because when I was working, I was amongst, and you can say what you want about the COVID shot, but I think it was a gamble. I still think it was a gamble looking back, but I was around a lot of people. And the way I looked at it was I didn't want to give it to somebody else. Now, I know it's not a preventative, but I didn't, with the data that was out there, and of course it was changed every day, but I didn't want to be the one that put somebody in a hospital or, it was just my thinking at the time because I was in a higher position where I had to deal with a lot of people. And I would feel pretty guilty if I had given somebody COVID and they ended up in a hospital or died because of me. So I got the J&J one shot, which I think they disbanded that because of blood clots people were getting. And then I did get an updated booster of, I think it was Moderna. I don't remember, but I haven't taken one since because I'm not around people anymore. And that's the way I look at it. I'm still fairly healthy, in my opinion. In my opinion, if you have problems with your lungs or you're a smoker and you just don't breathe, you don't exercise, and you don't have that big lung capacity, I would go ahead and get it because it's going to affect your lungs more than anything, from what I understand. And I used to post at work, I post daily charts of people who died. I try to give people at work the most information that they possibly could. And I got everything from the state of Ohio, from the data that they had. And I just posted it. And the graphs were very plain that people over like 70, 75, 80, they were the ones dying. The people 40, 50 and under, they weren't dying. So if you have, and of course there were other complications, and we're not going to get into all that, but if you're elderly, and that means your lung capacity is probably less than a person who's very physical, I would definitely get a COVID vaccine shot or booster. My opinion only. So remember, I don't have any initials, no MD or anything after my name. So, but I probably would. And in 10 years, um, as I age and I'll be 75, 70, 75, I'll probably start taking them again. But again, that's just me. We should have bingo card for repetitive phrases. Mhm. Working for yeah, Steve, that's right. I know that's right because your situation, you would lose your job, and we I had to make that choice. Now I did have owners who I could bounce stuff off of, but I had to make a choice at work because a lot of companies, I won't say a lot, some companies and the government were saying you don't have a job if you don't get the vaccine. I would not force people to get it because again, I was afraid that if I force people or they'd lose their jobs or be laid off and they died because they took the vaccine, that's on my conscience too. So there was no way I was going to force anybody to do anything. And so our company policy was we want you to, we think you should, and we provided masks and we did temperature checks and everything just about every company did, but we would not mandate it. There was no way, shape, or form we were going to do that just because of that principle of if something went wrong, would I personally get blamed? Um, Not worried about lawsuit or anything, but I don't want that on my conscience. So that's how we did it. We enjoy your friend's YouTube video from Louisiana. He mentions you. Oh, you mean Ross? Middle age grind? Did he say something about Ohio State? I think it was, huh? I trying to keep up with this. Sounds like Buzz was being a buzzkill, posting dead folks stats. I was. Oh, could you tell COVID? You couldn't, CP. You really couldn't. But if I had it, I wouldn't want to be giving it around. Where's the repetitive phrases? Hmm. Well, let's make this channel a little bit more. Not talk about COVID. uh, See if I get caught up here. Okay. Hey, Kelly, how you doing? Did you upgrade your with the new bars? Watch that video today. Each person, did you upgrade your ship with the new bars? Hmm, hmm, hmm. I don't know what that means. Oh, repetitive phrase was let me get caught up. Okay, sorry. This is my channel, and I'll do as I damn please. If you don't like it, get your own, Captain. Oh, the shed. Uh, did you upgrade your shed with the new bars? I don't know what the new bars are. Oh, the ones I ordered for the back. Yes, I did get those in and put them in. The shed's doing really good. Hey, Kirk, how you doing? Well, they do away with the time change. In March, we will go forward 1 hour, and I wish they would leave it there. That's my opinion. Buzz is feisty all the time. You just don't know it. You just don't see it. I can get into a great conversation with some of you, trust me. But I'm polite. No, she yeah, and I said that in one comment to somebody. She used to call me Green Man. When I was working, if something didn't go right, it was like ripping off the shirt and you get the what was that Bill Bixby and not the courtship of Eddie's father, but it was where Lou Ferrigno comes out. That would she would call me Green Man once in a while. And I actually got green on today. The Billy. Ah, yeah. Yeah, all the planets are aligning. That's right. The Hulk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Incredible Hulk. That's right. The Tonight Show starring Captain Billy. Hey, let's do Mrs. Buzz picked a number today. So why don't we do 0 to 100? If you're new to my channel, we do an Amazon gift card for 25 bucks if you can guess the number between 0 and 100. And Mrs. Buzz picked it out, so you got to think like Mrs. Buzz today. Can't think like me, which is probably a good thing. Uh, it is written down already on the back of this right here. So $25 Amazon gift card. And hey, Jay Johns, I think you might be the only one that's got number 57. Jay Johns, 57. And we have some friends that'll check it out to make sure that I'm right. that it's J Johns. Am I saying that right, or Jones? J Jones, Johns. So you want to email me if you can see that behind me. First and only, thank you, 280 Zone. You want to email me at buzzretirementgarage at gmail.com. If you could see that over my shoulder right about there. Buzz Retirement Garage. Not buzzes, but Buzz Retirement Garage. 57 ingredients. Cool. Yeah, as far as that goes, I've been buying those ketchups now that don't have hardly anything in it. Um, they're just, if you look at that high fructose corn syrup, I haven't bought anything like all my sauces and stuff. If it says high fructose, I don't buy it. Um, Riding my horse while listening. Wow, can you send a picture of that? That would be cool. We'll post that on next week. And again, if you guys want a birthday shout out like Bobby Mosier, happy birthday. Um, you're welcome, Jay. Email me. This is always the opposite. Email me at buzzretirementgarage at gmail.com. You don't have to tell me how old you are. I know you're all older than dirt, so you don't have to tell me that, but just put your date down. I have probably about 5 or 6 already. And did you know Bobby Mosier had a birthday today? Captain Billy. No, what Captain Billy does is he acts like he's the fiend of the place, but he sends me a book. Isn't that cool? Cardiologist says it's the worst thing you could put into the human body. What's that? Happy birthday, Bobby. Gotta head out. Hey, see ya. Yeah, that red dye color. Um, yeah, there's the red dyes. 53. What was it? 53 or 35? They got rid of just now. Um, and years ago they got rid of a bunch of them. 55 next month for Vish. Where would you go if you had a time machine? That is a great, great question. Most jarred pickles have yellow dye. Hey, another thing that you guys could do. I know I was looking at some videos and it said I wasn't subscribed to their videos, which I thought was really odd because I know I've been watching this person for months and months and months. And it asked me if I wanted to subscribe, and I said I don't get this. So I think YouTube's doing that crap again where they're kicking people off or whatever. So make sure you're subscribed. If you saw this live and it came up, then you're probably subscribed, but double check just to make sure. You make your own BB sauce. That's cool. Yeah, high fructose corn syrup. I stay away from it. Time machine. I actually they just had something on Facebook the other day. Uh, does your wife and daughter watch your live videos? No, I don't think so, Cindy. We were watching them before. My wife and I, and I talk. She gets bored with it. She's like, I listen to you all day. Why do I need to listen to you for another hour? so, so that doesn't happen. But they were just talking about like time videos and the final countdown. Remember with the aircraft carrier where they go back to 1941. Basically, they go back to December 7th. That was a pretty good movie. If you never, it's a 1980s movie, Final Countdown. That's really good. I think it's Kirk Douglas. I think really good movie. Hot tub time machine. Seed oils, yeah. We just do avocado and grapeseed. And I don't know if those are bad, but like my sprays for my grill is avocado. Grapeseed has a higher uh, flame point or whatever you want to call it. I'm not even sure what do you call it. but we use that sometimes. But we don't use like vegetable oil anymore, or any of that stuff. You would go back to when your parents were alive and healthy. Yeah, I always wondered if he's in the living room talking to himself again. um, yeah, Michael Douglas does look like his father. Yeah, the original Time Machine, Ricardo, is the best. Absolutely, I got to agree. But I always think, when you're getting ready to sleep and you think these wild thoughts. What if you could, like when you were a kid, and you know how you would just sit and watch TV, or you were sitting coloring, or you were sitting just doing something, and you could actually look through the eyes of yourself when you were that little. Just look through the eyes for, like, you couldn't change anything, you couldn't talk, you couldn't do anything and change any of the body motions or anything like that, but you could see through the your eyes when you were young. I just think that would be really cool. Again, you wouldn't be changing time, you wouldn't be changing anything, because you couldn't do anything except see what you were seeing when you were young. I know it sounds a little crazy, but I wouldn't mind doing that. I think that would be really cool. You'd go back to witness D-Day. I don't know. Why would you want to do that? Would you want to do that because you just want to see it? Talk to the parents if I could. Stuck in 1983. 42 years of experience being 24. Uh, yeah, I know I'm crazy. I know. But time is always, or how about, I always think I'm in my Mr. Moore's biology class, and all of a sudden my 17-year-old me, all of a sudden it's me. And then I get up in front of Mr. Moore and say, "Hey, can I have the class for half an hour?" And I start writing on the board, "Buy Apple, buy, here's how the computers work. Here's how this, here's the future. The Indians go to the 95 World Series and 97 and lose both. The Browns do nothing. LeBron gets in and leaves. The Browns leave Cleveland for 3 years. I mean, and then they turn into the Ravens, and the Ravens go to the Super Bowl. Oh, that would be sad, wouldn't it? Oh my gosh. Red dye. Uh, go back to 90, dance to the Prince song. Yeah. You remember when 1999, and everybody was so afraid of 2000, how the computers were all going to reset and everything. That was so funny. And I think I've told you guys, back when I was 12, 11 or 12, um, and they were talking about the year 2000. And so this was in 1971. People, and I remember this, and I don't know why, but I remember this on TV. They were talking about how people were already making reservations in the hotsy totsy places in New York, and different four countries, Tokyo, and all these different places, making reservations for the year 1999 on New Year's Eve. They were doing it in the 70s. They were making the reservations because they wanted to be somewhere at this big event, turning 2000. I don't know why, I just remember that. That's crazy. Your dad watched a flag raising from the beach at Iwo Jima. Wow, that would be cool. D-Day was one of the few noble endeavors of the war. I think there's a few. Matter of fact, I got to read this book. Let me show you this one too. If I don't knock everything over. The Complete History of World War II. Look at this thing, huh? Look at this. Is this crazy? This is and I started reading it. It was actually, there it is. There's your Iwo Jima. But this was, when was this written? It's got official maps. Um, it would want you to put your service record in here. 1948. by Ann Woodard Miller, copyright 1945. So yeah, this was I mean, this is an old one. I got this at a garage sale or something. Like I said, I haven't it's the Armed Services Memorial Edition. And be careful with it, but I want to read this for sure. Bus's alternative universe. You worked a double? Join the Captain Billy Army. Oh boy. Ghost of Ronnie Reagan. Uh-huh. My chemistry teacher, Mrs. Sokol, was a prisoner of war in Poland. Wow. Wow. Kurt the Squirt. That's and at the time, you probably it really never sunk into you how that was. Until probably your later years. At least for me, that's probably how I would think. When you really start to see, because more and more films come out, and there's more things out there that you can see where you just see the crazy stuff that happened. Yeah, I bet you she did have interesting stories, sad ones too. I put your dogs to sleep. Sorry. Uh, um, is that the only picture in the book? Yeah, I think so. Um, They were supposed to have some maps in here or something. There are a couple more pictures. Speaking of dogs, I don't want to pull the binder here too much, but you could see a guy in the foxhole with his dog. And I don't know what is that below that. First American flag over A2, ATTU. It's an island in the Aleutians in 1943. 101st Airborne Division. And then, yeah, some pictures in the back. Um, I'll have to check it out. This aircraft carrier picture, this is pretty neat. All the guys up there and girls, and yeah, that was a heck of a time. Heck of a time. Just if kids should never. These kids now, if you got grandkids, you need to, my opinion, you need to kind of school them on how things are, because I think as the course of time goes on, we're gonna see more and more people forgetting stuff. Um, they do the man on the street talks where they say about the Civil War, and nobody even knows anymore. And eventually, World War II will be forgotten about. And so hopefully, our schools are still teaching history here. What are you having for supper? Well, you know what? I bought from Sam's Club, I bought the organic beef. And Mrs. Buzz made a Sloppy Joe casserole, which is on the Betty Crocker cookbook website. I think there's a website she was looking at. Um, it was pretty good. And then we took the rest of it and made hamburgers tonight. And I got some big fat tomatoes, cut those up. And then she made a zucchini with onion stuff on the side. And then we have that 5 pounder of potato salad that I bought for like $7. They want $8 for a smaller one, a giant eagle of potato salad. $8 for just a small little thing of potato salad at Giant Eagle. And I thought, man, I'm not buying that. So when I went to Sam's, you get the 5 pound tub for the same price. And I thought, wow, what a difference. So yeah, that was pretty good. Had that already. Maybe time is an illusion invented for the convenience of man. Hmm. Epstein files. Nah, you'll have everybody on there. Where were you on 9/11? Well, that's a good question. I was actually at work, and we actually had a TV, and we I got to see it from. We just finished our production meeting, and people were hearing it somehow, and we put on the TV and started watching it. Thought about shutting down, but nobody would make the call. And of course, the one plane came over Cleveland and turned around. And there were people who were working downtown who were really worried about it. But we didn't shut down or anything. And of course, the rest is history. Why am I okay? Home with your babies. Yeah, sure. Never forget Paul I was when I heard about the first formal crime. Didn't know why I thought everyone would just stand still. Love tuna casserole too. It's cheap company. Yeah, tuna casserole. I just said Mrs. Buzz a couple weeks ago. Man, we got these cans of tuna. We never use them. I said, how about a tuna salad sandwich? I love that. Ghost of Ronnie Reagan Garage. At work watching TV with colleagues. Retired Rick. How are you doing, retired Rick? That's okay. You don't have to retract it. You just got off the night shift and was about to go to bed. Any Leo Tolstoy works in that library? I don't think so. Not unless he cooked. Akron U chemistry class. Lady at work yesterday had tuna sandwich. Smelled great. Yeah, I don't think so. one day, one day I was working. This was when I was really young. I was working as what they call a cycle counter. So I would go check the computer what the quantity was, and then I have to go count it. And if there was 100, then I would put in that there was 100 and there was a zero change. If there was 95, I had to take five out of the system, and so on and so forth. And one day I came back to this. It was a pretty fairly big office, and all I could smell was like, man, what are you guys eating? It's like somebody. There's no microwave in here, but what are you guys eating? And long story short, I found out that one of the guys, Lloyd, he had put Limburger cheese under. He smeared it with a pair of gloves, smeared it under my desk. Oh man, it took me so long to find that out too. Finally, I was looking under there. I said, "You guys, man." Of course, I use different language, but I don't know if you guys saw it was called a post of me vacuuming. I know Vicky saw it, but yeah, I was vacuuming, and Carl was putting something on YouTube, and everybody said the one guy we were talking to, he said YouTube, and I said no YouTube, and he said YouTube. He was a foreign guy, just great guy, super great guy. So I was vacuuming. We would clean our own offices and stuff, and and I did this little 50 or Carl did, filmed his 15-minute or 15-second video. So if you guys want to see that, it's pretty cool. Have you bought a convertible yet? No, not yet. I don't think I'm going to be buying one. Working at the jail. You were? You were on your way to work? Ooh. Don't jaywalk. Live longer. That's right. That's right. All right, Ricardo. Take care. Thank you. We didn't have hot tuna melt sandwiches in school. I just remember pizza day, and I remember I remember they had those peanut butter squares that were about this big, and they were so hard. They were, and I remember one of our guys from this table over here, he threw one across the lunchroom at this other table. And Bill, I remember, I won't use his last name, but Bill picked up his plate and held it up, and the peanut butter square went right through that plastic plate. And just, I mean, he's standing there holding two sections, and those, I love those things. Those are good. Woolworths had the best two. I never ate at Woolworths. Back when I tried to sink one of my boats, and so had the Navy wipe out a third of their Navy in 7 hours on the sin of raising this. Probably wish I had a chance to retire. Okay, we are at an hour. I'm only doing one gift card a week now because I'm not doing videos, so my money is a little bit less this month. So hopefully next month I'll get back to where I'm supposed or should be. And if I don't, I don't. But if I do, then we'll go ahead with two. But for now, we're just going to do the one. So um, email me your birthdays if you want. And we're past an hour, so I'm going to go eat my second hamburger. What's your favorite meal, Peter? I got all kinds of them. I do like seafood. Best places or retirees to live in Northeast Ohio? Near Lake Erie. If you can get near Lake Erie, that's a great place. And you can go all the way north, or you can go south. Um, I should say you can go east and west. I guess you would want to say that. Up and down the coast, Route 2 or Route 6 as it goes up. Um, if you can live out that way, there's Bay Village on the west side. Uh, there's East Side has some nice areas out there too. You had salad for dinner. We may need to get a Buzz GoFundMe for, yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's down pretty much. And sometimes it's the ad revenue. They just don't pay as much because last January when I started, um, I mean, I thought, it was pretty good money, but this time I'm not even close to that. And I know I've done videos, but and they've been pretty good as far as 6 7,000 views, but and I only had last January, I had 3,000 subscribers or 2,000. So it's very strange that, but that's how they do things. Sometimes there's more there, sometimes there's less, but I don't worry about it. Wens, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. West Side does rule, Stephen. That's right. Yeah, FTM, it's getting late. Hey, see you, Gracie. See you, Kelly. Appreciate you being here. See that sign up there? Why do I keep doing that? Look at that sign, huh? Dinner is calling. I already ate. Hey, Steve, I missed your, I don't get notifications on yours, and I missed your Thursday. And I think it was Thursday at 7, and I told Mrs. Boss, I said, what happened? I said, I didn't get no notification, and you missed like the last time or something, and I forgot all about it. And man, I apologize. I started watching it through. Um, I think I got about halfway through, and then I had to go do something, so I got to get back to that. So sorry, Steve. Bill, awesome followers. Yeah, great followers. There's some good people here. Bobby Mosier, happy birthday. I hope you had fun. I hope you got a nice chocolate cake or vanilla cake or banana cream cake or whatever. Hey, Steven, thank you. Yeah, check the night sky. I think we got clouds here, but I'm going to go out and check. Hey, Dana, you were the one that I was talking about where it said, should I subscribe to you? And I'm like, so double check your subscriptions because I think YouTube's knocking them out. Thank you, Jay. Hey, Sherry. Hey, Ed. Yeah, it's a great gang, isn't it, Carl? Jude's 121. Thanks for being here. Keep your yearly side hustle income under 24,000. Yeah, I know. Yeah. And you know what? If I don't get one check or two checks or something, so what? I don't care. They're going to give it to me when I'm 67. I'm 65 now. I'll still get it. Believe it or not, I have no idea how to put a notification in for a live. I just swing it. That may be the reason why. That might be why, but I gotta just remember to check it out on Thursdays. Even if you don't do it, I'll be there looking. Texas sheet cake or cream brulee? No, you want one of those diamond donuts, Vicky. All right, Gary. See ya. You got a Steve's video notification? Ah, no kidding. I didn't get one. Or if I did, I blew it off somehow. I don't know. But I have to be reminded because there's a couple of them that I watch that I get the notifications. Otherwise I forget, and I just have to start writing it down in my journal. That's what I'll have to do. Why do they need to be notified? Because then it tells you that someone's going to be on. Like if I'm doing my Saturday nights, I'm going to do them, and I'll put out a notification anyway. But if somebody's doing it once a month or every other week or something, it's a good reminder. It's just basically saying that they're going to be live. That's all it is. And it just lets you think, oh, yeah, that's right. I got to do that, because you got, even in retirement, we got so much going on up here. We're doing this and we're doing that. And you got to get a reminder once in a while. You name BDs, or is this a scam? Joking. Oh, well, I was in YouTube when it came up and I didn't get an email or anything. Yeah, it's not, I don't get an email. I just get something flash across. I think it comes up just as a, like, I don't know, a notification. Yeah, you can set an alarm, right? You can do that, but Steve in particular doesn't do it every Thursday. So I have to catch a video where he says that he's going to do it. And one video, he said he forgot on a Thursday to do it. And then I think I missed the video or I didn't catch it when he said he was going to do it. So anyway, um, if he was doing it every week, which I think he should, um, then I'd be tuned in every Thursday night, just like Saturday night. But I'm not smart enough to remember. So, yeah, Katie, thank you. Take care. And I changed my Costco run to the morning so I don't miss the. That's nice of you. Check the bell for notifications and make sure it's on all, not personalized. Right. I have to do that too. I have to do that too because when you subscribe, it doesn't automatically put you to all, and you have to click on it and get the drop down and then hit it. So just leave your TV on Steve Stream 24/7. I could do that. I should buy a TV and just do that, right? All right, Alton. I appreciate you. Thank you. So, what is happening live that you don't normally? What is happening live that you don't normally? I'm going to try to finish that sentence for you. What is happening live that you don't normally do in your videos? Maybe. What I like about the live is the camaraderie of everyone who's on here. And we get a lot of the same people come every week, and I think it's great. I think it's like our own little club. I mean, we're signed off already basically, and there's still 118 people here. Half of them are asleep, I'm sure, but just the camaraderie, it's amazing to me. And I just love doing this on Saturday night, just talking. I wish you could all talk back to me. I mean, the writing is one thing, but I wish we could. And maybe if I someday I'll figure out how to split screen and we'll have like 50 faces on here. Oh, someday I'll figure it out. Yeah, I figured, Fred, that's what you meant. Yeah. Yeah, it's a club with no dues. That's right. You can go to the bathroom, take your phone with you or your computer. You can do it. You can watch anywhere you want. Hey, Jim. Yeah, Carl, you're probably half asleep. That's right. And you too, Dan. So now I don't have to go outside and have friends. No, absolutely not. You just stick with us. We're all the friends that you need. Kathy's awake. Oh, and you could get paid. Yeah, you get 25 bucks maybe if you get lucky. Get lucky like Captain Billy last week. But look what Captain Billy did. He bought me a book. Isn't that nice? I can't believe it. They don't cut the SS checks off. They make you pay it back earlier next year. Um, ah, Vicky, I didn't know that. I thought that you just tell them that you're going to be over your limit and then they stop checks. I thought, but I don't know because I've never been in that position yet. Be nice to be in that position, but I'm not there yet. If we were all in person, it would be like a big Greek or Italian family Sunday dinner, all talking over each other. Yeah, that's probably the way it would be. You can host the Zoom, the FTM22. Yeah, if somebody's interested in doing it. I think a lot of people do like to just type it in and so they can sit in their PJs and they don't want to be, who's that guy on CNN? Yeah. In Chuck's book, there's a great story about Goulardi setting the studio on fire with a firework that was sent in the mail. Yeah, I just couldn't even believe that he was, and this is Buzz couldn't believe that he lived over by East 71st um, uh, in Slavic Village there. And Komorowski, I've been in that funeral home a couple of times myself. And I didn't know that the owner there would give out bottles of whiskey. I mean, that and this book has been out for a while, but I just never got a chance to read it. So um, I appreciate that because yeah, I can tell there's already some good stories in there. And what did they say? The the one newscaster, Jim Grainer, they couldn't get. I think he was sports or something, but they couldn't get him to crack a smile or something. So they had the stripper from a burlesque place down there come with a coat, and then she had nothing on. And while he was doing the news or the sports, she opened up her coat, and he didn't even crack a smile. He didn't even. There's some great stories in there. Actually, Carl, I don't even have the commercials on for this live. I'll turn it on if I remember. I'll turn it on later, but I don't even make any. I make maybe anywhere between $6 and $10 for the live. So they're not a moneymaker for sure, but that doesn't matter to me. It's just getting with all you guys and girls is just great. I think it's really great. Captain Billy. I think Katie. Where did Katie go? She needs to put a stop to you. I'll tell you. Marsh M. How you doing? I got to get another moderator so we can. Noreen. Okay, that's right. Noreen's a moderator. So is 280 Zone. We don't want to have to use those functions there, Captain Billy. Uh, all right, Noreen. Thank you. Well, thank you, Carl. I appreciate you. Where are you at, Carl? Anyway, are you I can't remember what your city is. You, me, and Captain Billy should get together, huh? Captain Billy, we're always entertained. You got a wrench, but Noreen's got a hammer. That's right. What's your favorite book? Um, Good question. I like some really off the wall books. Like I have an aluminum Christmas tree book. Um, I have all kinds of different types of books. I got cooking books. I got grilling books. all different type of things. Christmas lights. I wonder if my Christmas light book is in here. I know we're supposed to go, but here's my Christmas light book. So check this out. Christmas lighting, identification, and values. So this book has got nothing but Christmas lights from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Their packages and how much, like this one's, you could probably get it for 55 bucks. Now, this book's a few years old. Like this setup here, candelabra, socket, shooting star set, good light. That's this one right here. If you can see it, that's $300. That one right there is 300 bucks if you can find it. So there's some money in this. See you, Lynn. Oh, you're in Stowe. Yeah, we could probably all get together. Hey, Lynn, take care and stay safe. Microwaving for one. Yeah. You could tell them over the limit, but if you fail to tell them, they make you pay it back. Oh, you made that mistake? Yeah. Right. And that's what I learned is that if you long as you tell them you're going to go over, then they can uh yeah, I am a nerd. um yeah, once you go over, is if you tell them that you're going to go over, then I think they could suspend your checks and then just recalculate that into when you're 67. So this year I really don't want to go over, but next year, I think in your see, I don't remember how it works. I think in the year before you turn FRA, which would be 67 for me, I think you can make a little bit more money. So I only have to worry about this year, I think. And then next year, I think it goes up to like 50,000 or something. I don't remember because I'm still a couple years away from worrying about that. And it might change by then. Who knows? That's right. We knew he was a Christmas nerd. That's right. No, that's all right, Vicky. I understand that. Um, yes, I am a Christmas nerd for sure. But I do have my remote helicopter too. I should get this flying. Only problem is I tried flying this in the living room once and I almost hit my TV screen. So this thing really gets moving and it's got a little remote control for, buck 98. I think does a great job. What else do I got up here? While you guys are still here. Yeah, not much. I am into stuff like this too. So, how about Imagine Heaven? John Burke's book, Near Death Experiences. Um, I don't know. I get into all kinds of stuff. Hey, Joseph, DVDs. I'll check out the planets. Yeah, I will. I might pull the telescope out because it's not too cold out. Joseph, how you doing anyway? Oh, you read that, Timothy? Is it any good? I've got about 12 books that I'm trying to get to. Um, and again, I'm reading this big Chuck book now. I'll finish that and I'll grab another one. And by the time I rotate everything around, I'll forget the first one I read. Yeah, the near death, Lynn, the near death experiences. Um, my aunt, she had one, and I don't know what it is. I don't know, but she had one where, um, I guess she died. You hear those stories where people die, and and she saw things that made her. I won't get into all of it, but she saw things that made her feel like, and she was in her 80s, that she wasn't worried about dying anymore. She knew enough or saw enough or was comforted enough that she had no fear of dying after that. Um, and I don't know if that changes you like that, where you have no fear at all, and it's actually a good thing. Um, I mean, I don't know. There's got to be something to that, right? It's a pretty good, Tim? That's cool. You almost drowned in Lake Michigan. Did you see anything or just some fish? Yeah, Tim, you read a lot of books. Okay. You got more James Bond movies? I do have broad reading interests. I do. I just all kinds of from World War II to um, Christmas lights to Christmas trees to near death. I mean, what else do I got? Cleveland cops. Uh, I got my old Kaizen book. I have what what else do I have? We're supposed to be signing off here. Uh, what else do I have? What else do I have? I actually have. Here's Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. I have some Susie Orman stuff too. I did build the bookshelves. You're right. I'm only allowed one shelf. That's about right. I got my Bernie Kosar Learning to Scramble. I even have a 2001 Browns yearbook. I should throw this out, huh? Who was in this one? I don't know. I should probably throw this out. These are all names that these are all retired people. Marty Moore, I don't even know who he was. Well, that was from a long time ago. Who was the coach? The coach was at the time. Oh, check this out. People you wouldn't know. Bruce Arians, you might have heard of him. He was the offensive coordinator. Terry Rabinski was the wide receivers coach. I'm just trying to see if anybody is still in the league. Todd Bowles, probably not. You love that book. It helped you get out of debt. Well, that's cool. I read it once, um, and I'll have to read it again because I just don't remember. Yeah, Tim, I just threw them together one day. And I'm not a woodworker at all. Yeah, Kozar, King Wicked one. Kozar was great. You know the old story where he pissed off Belichick because he drew up a play in the dirt and threw a touchdown pass, and Belichick was all pissed because he didn't follow the play, whatever, and that was the start of his demise. And then they ran him out of town and let him go to Dallas and win a Super Bowl. So good for him. Egg shortage because of the virus. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot. There's been a lot of talk about that and salmonella in everything, meats and everything. Is I think are they getting a little bit too crazy about it? I don't know. Not sure. Bernie should have read Dave Ramsey. Yeah, Bernie should have. He had a lot of problems. All right, see you, Lynn. Take care. Yeah, 123. You guys got me going here. So, not eventually, Captain Billy. Pretty much, pretty soon. Well, I didn't know that he punched Belichick. I don't know, but that could be. Um, yeah, it's sad. It's sad what the Browns have had to, or what we as fans have had to go through. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, I sat in the Cleveland Coliseum watching a soccer game, and they had the big screen with Red Right 88 against the Oakland Raiders, and they wouldn't let Cockroft kick the field goal, so they threw it to Ozzie, and gets intercepted. I mean, we were going to the Super Bowl, and then of course Ernest Biner's fumble, um, the drive, Elway going 100, almost 100 yards, tying the game, and then they kicked the field goal to win it. I mean, it's the same with the Indians. 95, they lose to Atlanta. 97, they lost to the Florida Marlins. Who the hell were they? Um, and they lost Game 7, and I was at Game 7 of the Chicago 2016 Otter's retirement corner, or I think Otter, whatever his channel name is. He was his last video. He was wearing a 2016 Cubs sweatshirt because he's in Florida, and he said it was cold. And I commented to him. I said, "Man, I was at that game, and that was so sad. It was so quiet. Walking to the cars after the game when we lost Game 7 to the Cubs after a remarkable comeback, and we lost that. It was a shame. Cleveland has just had no luck. Other than the Cavaliers, the 1 year with LeBron, they just haven't been able to put anything together and win the whole thing. That's why I kind of like to see Buffalo do something. Um, remember, I think it was 4 years where Buffalo went and lost, and um, I wouldn't mind seeing them win. Yeah, I see the live numbers are going up. Sorry. Yeah, I'm just on a roll here. I should get out of here, but hey, anybody that wants to talk, or there's still a few of us here. Like I said, the rest of them are probably just having on, and yeah, now you need a drink. Yeah, but the Buckeyes, the problem, King Wicked one, the problem with the Buckeyes is they can't beat freaking Michigan. It's just crazy. Especially this year. Michigan was nothing, and we couldn't even beat them. And the coach, they wanted to run him out of town after that. And I'm glad they did what they did. And like I said earlier, Kirk Herbstreit was crying actually on a broadcast. Uh, I mean, he just these ex Ohio State players. I bet you they all felt pretty good about that one, and that is good. You're right. That's a great thing. But it's still not one of the pro teams. It's not the Cavs or the Browns, and it's not the Indians. They'll be the Indians. They're not the Guardians. Um, and I'd really like to see one of them get into the Super Bowl or the World Series and win it. That would be great. What's with that weird turn in the middle of Cleveland? Oh, the Dead Man's Curve. Yeah, just the way the engineers built that close to Lake Erie. They just made it so that when you're traveling 50, 55, 60 miles an hour or whatever, the trucks cannot make that curve at any high speed. They have to go pretty slow. And by the time they figure that out, especially if they're like a lot of truck drivers are out of towners, and that's the problem because they're not used to that curve. And especially if they're hauling a load of steel, because Cleveland being a big steel town, where they used to be a big steel town, they would carry those big 40, 50,000 pound coils of steel and even heavier. And they would make that turn, and sometimes those steel coils would just fall right off that flatbed and or overturn the truck. It was it's nasty. So they put in a lot of those things where you hit and you can feel the vibration on your tires, and a lot more signage. But yeah, that's a problem down there. The arrows aren't big enough. I believe it. The Michigan game was Manning. Ryan Day was turning into John Cooper, losing all the important. Was a great. Yeah, that was a great. Yeah, rumble strips. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Sky One, how are you? Most of them have left. We're pretty much done. We were supposed to be done 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Well, damn cars. That's good. You have to take the good with the bad. No, we're not looking up for another contest. I'm not making hardly any money this month, and I'm I'm spending money. So, um, yeah, I do have a hard time ending the stream, but I do have. Well, that's because I ate already. See, before I hadn't eaten, so I was hungry. Now I'm not hungry. So, what else am I gonna do? I just go read my book and do what Captain Billy does every night. I got to build my revenue. Is right. I got to. I do. I have to save some money. That's right. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. If we do 50, that's 200. That's $100. That's two, four, three, four, $400 a month. That's not chump change. That's you know, so or $200 a month, I should say, if we do two, right? So if I can limit it down a little bit. Now, next month, if I do more videos and the revenue starts coming back up to normal, we'll go back to two. And hamburger number two is getting cold. That's right. How did she feel after the mortgage was paid off? John's touchpad. I think we both just felt a relief. Me more than her, because, like I said, I was having nightmares about it. Just I don't know why, but just because I was thinking about it so much. Right, retiring, but I got a house payment. Retiring, but I got a house payment because I knew my job was going to be in flux. Um, and what's really because of the 40% reduction in sales we were going to have in September. It was going to be March, and then because of COVID, Toyota decided to extend the Tacoma into September, and then they changed everything around and they're building everything on the Tacoma pickup truck down in Mexico now. So, um, so I felt a relief that it was paid off. Now I do have the property taxes, which is not chump change, but the payment itself, not having to make that payment is just, just feels so great. Captain Billy, you're the one-armed bandit. That's all I can tell you. No debt here, Sky One. That's good. And that's really great. I did not finish the bathroom. I just did some welding today. Like I said, it was welding on the copper pipes and told Mrs. Buzz, I'm going to turn the water back on in the basement, see if these leak, but stand over here in case these caps shoot off and hit you in the knees. It didn't leak, so it was good. But I'm ready to put drywall up now, and so we're getting real close. Still trying to figure out what to do with the floor, but I just do a little bit here and a little bit there. Just no pressure. Luckily, because we have another bathroom. Okay, if I didn't have another bathroom, I would have hired somebody. I mean, there's no doubt about it because we can't be doing this for 3-4 months. So, but everything's paid for. That's good because I bought all the stuff's been in the garage for a while. It's starting to make me crazy because all the snow, I have to leave the car out of the garage because I got the drywall laying down there. I got the sink, the tub, I got everything sitting there. So I got to get moving on it. Did Mrs. Buzz work after the kids were out of school? Well, so what she did was we had our first one in 1985, and then she did not go back to work. Um, and then she volunteered for the schools. So now they even have paid positions, but back then she was just a volunteer, and so she volunteered after when daughter got into kindergarten. She spent, then we had our next daughter in '90, so there was a 5-year difference. So she stayed working with the school systems until the youngest was in 6th grade. She says once you get to 6th grade, the kids are crazy, so she couldn't handle it after that. So yeah, we were a one-income family since 1985, and that's why people sometimes ask me, well, you had all this time, you should have saved all your money. How come you don't have $1 million? Well, when you're a one-income family, and you put a couple kids through college, and it's tough. It's not easy. So, and I wasn't smart because I didn't know the stock market. I didn't know about a lot of things, and nobody taught me. I really had no father figure in my life, so I really didn't have anybody teach me anything, which is kind of a shame. But hey, that was then. This is now, so you can only look forward and not behind. Thank you, Vince. My husband hates drywalling. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna cheat because I'm gonna do like the one wall with the shower because I'm putting a bath, and I got the high shower acrylic, so I don't have to do anything with that. There's another wall from the sink, behind the sink, all the way down to the toilet. We're gonna put up those Menards. Hey, Captain Billy, Menards. Maybe you can get me a discount. They have those wall boards. They're similar to what you would put on the floor. I'm dropping my books here. They're similar to what you would put on the floor, but we looked at those and we might stick those. So I'll put the drywall up and then I'll just stick those on there, glue them all on, and it looks like rock or um, like a paneling type thing. So we might do that. We haven't decided yet. Instead of just painting, then we'll put a backsplash up that looks really cool. Um, and so that's our ideas right now. Should be the name of this evening chat. Will you be my father figure? Absolutely, Captain Billy. I'm saying go Bills too. All right, we are gonna. We are actually after 1 hour and 35 minutes. We're actually gonna end this. Um, so wake up the people that are sleeping. Otherwise, your computer will be on and there'll be nothing on your screen. Stuart and flip flops. How you doing? Late from making. So yeah, Carl. That's right. Uh, CK, San Diego County. I had a friend who lived in San Diego, Kurt Goldberg. All right, bye, Vicky. Take care, you guys. We are signing off. I hope to see you next Saturday, and I appreciate all of you that have stuck around this long. 108 of you have stuck around. Hey, see you, Chris. Um, like those stripes when the program used to end. All right, take care. Appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see you again next Saturday if you can make it. I would appreciate it, God willing, and take care. Stay healthy. Stay out of jail, Captain Billy, and we'll see you next week.